Sports Pick Info Podcast, Rapid Fire NBA. Chip and I will break down some of the big games here. We'll give you some picks, so hopefully some winners here from the NBA on Saturday.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications every time we have a new video.
All right, Chip, let's get ready to go here. Rapid fire. I'll start it off here. Mavericks and Jazz. Utah laying 3, total 226. I'm going to take the Jazz laying the 3. They're a really good home team, 17-3 straight up. They've been kind of been under the radar with a slow start, but, you know, they've won 16 of their past 18 after that 129-96 road win Thursday to the Jazz. They're shooting the ball very well. Now, the Mavericks did suffer, 3 losses. Suffered some losses here to the Clippers by 15 to the Lakers. Some of their step-up games, they failed to cover 5 of 6 against teams with at least a 600 percentage of winning percentage. So that's something I'm concerned about. Utah's healthy. Mavericks have lost Dwight Powell for the season. So I'm going to take Utah -3. What do you say, Chip?
I understand that completely, Tony. Dallas is off the Portland win, and that's more or less a cruise for them. But they are 15-5 straight up on the road. But, after that Portland win, which is a point spread win, they're only 1-7-1. So they, in the last 9 times after a point spread win, they've only covered once. But here's a consistent thing that goes on with the Dallas Mavericks right now, and particularly this part of the season: 16-5 to the over when playing a team with a winning percentage. And Utah, by the way, is 8-2 in the last 10 meetings with Dallas to the over, and Utah is 9-4 in their last 13 to the over. Completely overall. The Porzingis coming back, he's had a problem. So Paul is gone with Dallas. I can see them having their chemistry issues and problems, and maybe Utah will be a good side here, Tony. But I'm enamored with the over here. These numbers 9-4, 8-2, and 16-5 to the over. That's the way I'm going to play it.
Pretty strong numbers there from Chip Chirimbes. All right, we'll continue here. Sports Big Info Podcast. Thunder at Timberwolves at Power Rates. Oklahoma City 1, total 218. I'm going to lay the point here with Oklahoma City. Both teams are in back-to-backs in this spot. Thunder's going to go a home game against Atlanta, and they're on a 3-game win streak with wins at Orlando and Houston. They did go into Minnesota 12 days ago, came away with a 13-point win, shot 50% out. Crushed them on the glass. They're really tough to back Minnesota. They entered their home game against Houston, losing 7 straight, filling the cover 6 of those games. And OKC shooting very well, and better right now than the Timberwolves, who really have not played a lot of defense. They've been terrible defensively. OKC's covered 7 straight in back-to-backs. We're going to go ahead and lay the point here with OKC. What do you say, Chip?
Tone, I understand it. They're 12-10 straight up on the road. They've been one of the best point spread teams in the NBA the entire season. And on the contrary, Timberwolves have been absolutely horrific, 15-29 and 6-15 at home, Tony. That's absolutely horrible. They've lost 7 straight. Like I said, it's a back-to-back. They have a game last night. And, Minnesota had won 8 straight in this series with 8 straight covers. But Oklahoma City has won the last 2. And won decisively. I think Oklahoma City has a lot more going for it. Although Karl Anthony Towns did come back for Minnesota, and he scored 40 points, even though they were totally still destroyed and didn't get the number. It doesn't seem to matter who the Timberwolves put out there. They just seem to falter and fall short season after season and game after game. I couldn't back Minnesota here. I'm a little leery of Oklahoma City playing so many games in a row on the road, but I understand it's either Oklahoma City or nobody in my mind on this one.
All right, continue here with Chip Chirimbes, Sports Big Info Podcast. Take a look at the big game on ABC. Lakers at 76ers. LA laying 4.5 on the road, total 226. I'm going to take the points of Philadelphia here. It's just, they play much better at home, 20-2 straight up, where they shoot 48%, 37% from 3. I realize Joel Embiid's out, but they won 4 of their past 5. But I'm just concerned about the Lakers. This is a tough spot. They're playing their 5th game on a 5-game road trip. They just come off a back-to-back, so you got to worry a little bit here about how they'll recover from that. They do have some age. This is an older Laker team. Of course, Anthony Davis, you see him on the injury report every day with that tailbone injury. JaVale McGee's got an illness, and of course, you look at their defense here. Past 5 games, allowing 46% shooting. It's a big spread here, 4.5. I'll take the 4.5. What do you say, Chip?
I think it is a big spread, Tony, and you have a team, Philadelphia, that is, like you said, 20-2. Straight up at home, 12-8-2 against the number, which isn't bad at all. That's 60%. The Lakers, 13-11 on the road against the points, 20-4 straight up. This 4.5 is a strong number, Tony, but the Lakers 2-5 on the road as favorites in the last 7. This number kind of like confuses me that the Lakers would be such a strong favorite, as Philadelphia is 4-1 against the points in the last 5 meetings. They're 5-1 against the points at home in their last 6 home games. But Tony, this they're bullies. This team's bullies. When they have the upper hand, they can come out there and they'll smack you around. But when they're we're not in the favorites role. We're in an underdog role. They've covered one of the last 7 times. So I'm very leery of Philadelphia here. I think I'm going to wait on this one. It is going to be a great matchup. I think if you log on, you might find that I'll have a winner with it because, the Lakers are 9-3 against the points in their last 12 visits to Philadelphia. So with that number being where it is, maybe Embiid's not going to play, or there's other factors that are being involved. I don't think Embiid is going to play, is he? And his fingers still kind of messed up.
He's out till February.
And that's probably why that number is so strong, Tony. And I wouldn't be surprised now that the way this game sets up. It doesn't look like the type of game where the Lakers will win by 2 or 3 or just get in under the number and don't cover. I mean, that's the way it looks to me.
That's what it looks like to me. When I saw that, I said, over one possession, I got to look at the Philadelphia side only because of the travel. I mean, it's a long and the defensive form. They are, what happens when you travel so much, the defense kind of fades a little bit, and they have given up over 46% shooting. So I'm looking at this maybe a one possession game.
What bothers me about the 76er club is they are so inconsistent. They want to come and get it together, and they'll pound the Boston Celtics, and then they'll get annihilated by Milwaukee, or it could be the other way around. It just seems like there really isn't any true consistency. Where you see more consistency out of Denver and out of Utah, where when you get the I don't know if you know what I'm saying. This 76er team is a bunch of underachievers right now in my mind. They've got such great talent and personnel out there. They've lost 14 games or whatever it is. It's just 29-17, Tony. Kind of disappointed and what they're doing, but the way the NBA is set up, they only have to be ready for the playoffs. And they get it there, and if they come down to those final possessions against the Boston Celtics, it's going to be very interesting. Or the final possessions against, like I said, the Milwaukee Bucks, and they have Embiid, they can slow it down, but he's going to be out there taking 22-foot jumpers. I mean, he just loved to take the 3-pointer. So who knows what's going to happen? And it's going to be exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's a good one on ABC. So check it out. All right, Sports Big Info Podcast. Joined by Chip. We took a look here at some of the big games from the NBA for Series action.